Good morning, it's Barbara. It is a beautiful day. It's Wednesday, June 16th. And it's bright and sunny on my deck. And I'll be out there in a minute. Just a quick look at my impatiens that will be planted today. Oh, I'm giving them a shadow over by the shed. I bought those yesterday. Good morning, it's Barbara. It is a stunningly beautiful day today. It's southeastern Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining me for coffee this morning. Oh, not a cloud in the sky. My gizmo said cloudy. Not a cloud in the sky, literally, unless you can see one over there. I can't see one over here. Cool air because the air is 64, but the sun is so warm. I think Dennis is planning on mowing today. Except for when he's mowing, I'll be out here, let me tell you, except for when I'm cleaning, because I do have to straighten up. But I'll make my list out here. I have to make a list. I still didn't do that. But I was busy yesterday. After I left you guys, I went to the farm market, and I did a quick little sketch of the farm market. It's not particularly good. I don't know why I'm telling you this and not showing you, because I have my book out here, because I thought I would sketch my impatiens. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Sketch your life. Alright, so there's my quick impression of the farm market. That was the first time I've taken my Pearl's out here. Taken my sketchbook. Can you see her? Oh, maybe I don't want to show you. I think she's over there. There she is. Taking my sketchbook out in public and just sat there and sketched like an urban sketcher. So I took an extra 20 minutes or so and did that. I did pencil and then watercolor. And when I got home, I put a few ink lines on it. But all the pencil's still there. All the pencil, because the paint's over top of it. All the pencil's still there. So it's a combo. So I got some strawberries and some impatiens and some tomatoes because I came home, Dennis was working on salad dressing for the dinner, so he was in the kitchen. So I brought the strawberries out here, and I hauled the strawberries. I got 4 quarts this time because I got enough strawberries to infuse 2 jugs of gin with strawberries. So I'm going to have strawberry infused gin and gin infused strawberries. And since I was doing 2 jugs, I told Dennis I wanted to get some good gin. Because I tasted my rhubarb, it's way early, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and I thought it possibly could be the gin, because it's a very cheap gin that I like it perfectly fine in my gin drinks that are, 1/3 gin. But it's possible that, and I could just taste it and see what I think. But, so anyway, I wasn't sure how the rhubarb is coming. We shall see. I'm giving it the 4 weeks. We'll have to mark my calendar. It'll be due around July 10th when we have our, when we have our Zoom meeting. Carol and I are going to be having rhubarb gin cordials or cocktails or something, even though it's going to be quite early. Even earlier for her. It'll be 2 for me. It's probably 11 in the morning for her, but because she's the one who inspired me to try it. But anyway, I'm wondering about the gin I used. So I told Dennis I was going to get good gin. I was going to get Bombay Sapphire. The recipe that I read, which is literally strawberries and gin, That's the recipe. In case you wanted to do strawberry infused gin, strawberries and gin. But the article that gave that little recipe also said that she really preferred London dry gins for strawberry infusion because they have a stronger juniper taste. Juniper is the berry that makes gin. And because the London dry gins have a higher percentage of juniper as their botanical versus some of the other ones lately. There have been all different, big thing going on with gin, all different flavors. And anyway, so she recommended a good strong London dry gin with a strong juniper. So anyway, I thought, let me get good quality, you know. And so Dennis suggested, well, you're doing 2 batches. Why don't you do 1 sipping strawberry gin and use the Bombay Sapphire, and do 1 mixing strawberry gin and use the Burnett's, which is what my cheap gin is. And I thought, okay. And it would be an experiment to see what's the difference in the taste. So that's what I did. After I hulled the strawberries. So I got 4 quarts, and I used about 2 quarts, a quart each for each of my jugs of gin. And then I had a quart for our dessert last night and a quart for us at home. So we have some strawberries at home now, and we had a lovely, lovely dinner. The mutton paneer turned out really good. If I do say so myself. Dennis helped a lot. And then he made mascarpone whipped cream. It's I think he used like the recipe for his tres leches cake. We have a recipe for a keto tres leches cake, and the frosting is what he made, which is whipped cream and mascarpone. And it was delicious on the strawberries. So it was a lovely dinner that we brought, and hung out with Kim and her friend Terry and Aura, and we had a really lovely evening. We did not take the dogs. Kim is highly allergic to the dogs, and they are highly rowdy. So we're going to have to do something about that. We're thinking about trying to get a trainer in here training all 4 of us. But anyway, it was a lovely, lovely day. And I did do 1 more page in my sketchbook in the evening. The nice thing about the pages in my sketchbook is I can do them sitting in my chair. Although I didn't use my travel paint set to paint this. I used my regular paints because my travel paint set is brand new, and the little pots of paint, which are dried, are kind of rounded on the top, and so they touch the lid when it closes, and the case I think is pretty much watertight in case the water pen leaks. So when you use the paints and then close the lid, they not only don't dry, but they stick to the lid. So when I've been opening it, like 4 or 5 of the pans have been sticking to the lid. Once I use them more and they're below the level of their pan, they won't do that. But anyway, short story long, I'm leaving them open to dry for the next time. So anyway, I didn't use my travel paints. But this is a flight of margaritas. A woman I met at SSK, Casey Frails, I follow her on Instagram, and she showed this for a going away party for a friend of hers, and they had a flight of margaritas, which I thought, and they were such wonderful colors. I suppose it's because of that blue one in there. So I asked her if it was okay if I did a picture of her margarita flight, and she said it would be perfectly fine. So that's what I did. That was the crafting. I didn't get any knitting done at all. But I'm gonna wanna work on my paintings. On the way over to the farm store, I saw a park that I never really saw before that it's down a road I haven't been down in years. And it has like some ruins of a factory that they've did some rebuilding on and restoration on, and anyway, it's turned into, it looks like a beautiful place to wander and walk. And those old stone buildings, all the old buildings in Chester County, Pennsylvania are all stone. I think they grow stone better than anything here. So all the early buildings, the early farmhouses, and are all made of stone. And so this factory was built out of stone. It's an old factory, and I don't know what it did, but it's along the creek, so it was powered by the creek. So anyway, I drove past it yesterday and thought, ooh, I want to go and draw that. I can imagine myself going someplace and sitting all afternoon and drawing it, and then just sitting there and knitting. One more sedentary hobby. I've just got myself one more sedentary hobby. How come I didn't take up, hiking or something? Oh well, I am enjoying it, I must say. I brought the book out thinking I might sketch those impatiens that I have sitting on my table waiting for me to garden today, because I'm gonna be fixing up around my shed today. These are tiny little things. I'm gonna take the flowers out of those pots, out of the flower boxes, and plant them right underneath there. And then I'm gonna plant impatiens in the flower boxes, and then the rest of the impatiens are gonna go below too. So we're gonna have lots of flowers over there. And so you'll see tiny little bits of color right along here for the vlogs. But of course I will give you a tour. So, planting those plants is my main task for today. I'm going to finish switching my clothes. I've been doing it kind of piecemeal. I'm going to finish switching my clothes now because I have to, partly because it's warm, and partly because my first step was I went and put all my winter clothes on the bed in the guest room that my sister's possibly going to sleep in. And so that's the room I'm cleaning for her anyway. And so I did put those clothes knowing they were going to have to be moved relatively soon. But surprisingly, since they came in March, my children came in March, the grandchildren and their parents, when I cleaned out that room, I have not junked it up. The only thing I have added to that room was I put my blocking mat on the bed, and I have a couple of sweaters there that I washed and blocked that are still on the bed. So getting that room ready just means putting sheets on the bed and dusting, running the vacuum, as opposed to hours of rearranging all the junk that I have in there. So that's excellent. So I'll finish switching my clothes and work on the bedroom, and then I have and I need to clean the bathroom up there, and then downstairs I need to figure out what I'm doing with all my paint stuff, get it organized, find a place it can live, and since it says in bins, it can live in my room, I guess. And get it out of the eating area so that's clear when I leave. But today I'll be switching my clothes and making a list and planting for sure. Those are the things I'm going to do for sure. And probably paint and probably knit. Oh, I have knit night tonight. It'll maybe just be me and Lisa and Simona, because Jerry should have gone to Italy yesterday. Oh my God. She's feeling jet-lagged right this minute. I hope it all went well. I haven't heard anything. Okay, so that's my plan for the day. And it is so nice out here. Too bad I can't switch my clothes out here. Too bad I can't clean my hard stuff out here. I could sweep the deck and stuff, but that's not high on my list, which I haven't made yet. I can make my list on the deck. There you go. Okay, kids, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe.